It turns out that those old Nollywood movies we used to watch weren't just fiction after all. These things are really happening in real life, as we will get to see in the life of Ezeani Onyeka Obu, aka Ide Play Ide Show. And just like the ending of those Nollywood classics, his evil ways eventually caught up with him in the end. In Ezagu community, Enugu State, Nigeria, Ezeani was well known as a native doctor, a spiritualist who people believed had spiritual powers and was the mouthpiece of the gods. People brought their new cars and properties to him for his blessings. Some even brought their newborn babies to him for dedication. Even though some people had their reservations about him, some others loved, feared, and respected him. Heck, he was even given an award for his quote-unquote good works in the community. And from time to time, Ezeani would grace people's events with his presence and would fill the air with money. Ezeani had a club known as White Club Kingdom for Progress, and he enticed young men to join the club with the promise of making them wealthy. Publicly, Ezeani would only use animals for his sacrifices, as seen in so many of his videos on social media, but in private, Ezeani hid under the guise of tradition to commit atrocities. He eventually ran out of luck on the 26th of May 2025 when his boys from the White Club Kingdom for Progress kidnapped a 13-year-old girl named Ukamaka Okoronkwo for ritual. Ezeani had instructed some members of his White Club Kingdom of Progress that they would need to bring a young girl who is a virgin for sacrifice. So, on the 26th of May 2025, Ukamaka Okoronkwo was on her way back from the farm with her father, Mr. Peter Okoronkwo, and those men from the White Club Kingdom for Progress sighted them, and she perfectly fits the description of the type of person that Ezeani needed for his sacrifice. So the men approached Ukamaka's father, Mr. Peter, and told him that their motorbike was faulty and they would need his cutlass to use in fixing their bike. So Ukamaka's father gave them his cutlass. After pretending to fix their bike for some time, they then forcefully grabbed Ukamaka, put her on their bike, and zoomed off with her. Ukamaka's father raised an alarm and informed the vigilantes and members of the community that his daughter had been kidnapped, so they set out to search for her. The kidnappers took Ukamaka to Ezeani's uncompleted building and called Ezeani to tell him that the person he needed for his sacrifice has been provided. While they were still in the building, the men heard footsteps of people, so they quickly threw Ukamaka in a pit in the building and covered the pit. While in the pit, Ukamaka kept on screaming at the top of her voice, and those men who were searching for her heard her voice. The vigilantes and some members of the community tried to move into the building to search for Ukamaka, but one of Ezeani's White Club Kingdom for Progress member who was employed to guard the place tried to stop them, but they overpowered him, got into the building, and rescued Ukamaka.
One side, and Kushimu were welling a Kuchianu until when the security does it. And don't get weapon passion of night.
I still say we got all. I married I want to lie what better. You don't gonna eat it, because the guy was better 18 you need it. Why you have a show? You know what?
Mom, Daddy, you wega Bujanka gauge, where Wafulanji. When Anatazi. How move whatever, how machine work now about break, we should shy ye ham. ka ha ji imedo machine ha daddy nwere mma ya ha ka ha ji ime o were ko na machine obele wee dogo n'elu machine ya nwanne ya shag oshin bịa push olu ya machine daddy shout ko otu ngeshi kwalu machine while undu boys now na ewe m ike nkwauru n'ọkada unu wee okwughị okwu ọdụtụ obere unu eshi agụjekwuo ihu o jekwuo ihu o wee bịa maka ọmpa baskolo anyị o wee bịa nuo baskolo mvu aka wolo nwụ na n'ọkada ntiwe mkpu daddy m tiri soro anyị otu nechekwa ọra wee mechaa ghachi ya jepatazie baskolo bịa paakụ wee jezie kuwe ndị mmadụ
mgbe ahụ ejere awụ ya n'ime ụlọ
ha kechiri m ọnụ kechie m aka n'ọkpa wee hụ John ụmụọda wee metụ akọchi m hafụ ya akụto m awa nganga ha kiri m awa nganga luo krishi mkpọwa nwoke shanụ ngwa asọ ga anata nọrọ ebe m na-ekpe ekpere Chichukwu mbụ ngwa asọ ha jee ngwa asọ ha Chichukwu ga-ekwenekwe ha wee bịa ochi ha jee weta pik ha wee pik ama m ya ha ji eme wee bịa kefte m nke aka chọọ nkeftezi m nke ọkpa ha na-anụ saụndụ okwu mmadụ wee bịazie kiri m te ha wee ha ekeftegwo m nke aka wee kune m n'onunu wee were nye kpuchie wee jiziri aka m tọọ ọnụ m tọọ ọkpa m wee tiwezie mkpu
ibe anyị na-anụgo onye duhela
we shift to two machine we shift to a machine the next no mezi obia kwa machine basket aka buru nwa m bu ya na machine shagi gasi ike manariziam amazim ihe ngeme ihe ga-ekwu bụ na Chineke anagara otuto na ekpere niile na ekpe na Chineke azago onye na ihe debe nna m azakwugo onye obu madam ma nufu
After Ukamaka was rescued, the vigilantes and members of the community searched the uncompleted building thoroughly. They broke his sockaway pit open and discovered previous victims of Ezeani and his gang. They saw corpses of people who were buried alive in different pits in Ezeani's uncompleted building, one of which was a pregnant woman with her stomach still protruding even after her death. Then they moved to Ezeani's nearby building, the one that had been completed, where he actually lived, and they also ransacked the building. They saw names and phone numbers of members of Ezeani's White Club Kingdom for Progress, and the names of the men who were caught kidnapping Ukamaka were on the list. After ransacking the place, the members of the community took laws into their hands out of anger, destroyed his shrines, and burnt his cars and some parts of the building.
Table 26 of May. Oh, wasn't gonna hope we'll be after that. Wasn't gonna be well. Be after her. Don't worry, no, no,
Okay, I never have to cook all my day.
I see go go. You back here, you go.
Every sport I'm not on. Yes. You can't, you go.
What's all you become very good?
I'm not going to go down a hike of time. Yeah, I'm going to tell you now.
Local women chairman, the mayor himself. They are put on outside because they don't know mayor. Some people for. What's good?
That's it. We sit down for the veggies. This one,
another person about. Another person now, yeah. Another person still there. So the body to have so that is it. I need help, which I bet Muddy Kona do be seen my man. On a wire. Then, yeah. Bayana, on fire, on fire. I'll be here. Abumnez, the poor in I will be for food. I don't tell you so. How can I fire you? Never knew. Shift, oh, shift, oh, you treat a shift enemy. Never. I'll be the prey the show. Body kidnapper. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, go on over. Okay, who wants to? Hey, okay, I'll be a better back. So, never. Everywhere, but it's go mamba women before we know that Tibu mother. One other well, all of Palabefa. He may be near the group. Many ever. We need a Obusi go mobile. Apa dia? Ya ya no. Ya no ogu ya wa na eme. Oh ya wa be ya. Be ya no oku na. Ya be the play the show one. Men dey. This year so. Amake ije we mama ni me be nka ishi akari ko gbe.
Ala ada. Obu mi ya ni na ya bo ku.
Be ya no oku na. Ya be the play the show. Ya show we ze play we ze. On our life. So why to shift eba o. Be ya no oku na. Be ya no ni ezigbo oku. Una we o week to we mamba kwa gweri meba o block ni na ekewoche wogwe. So the chamber na agbali live. We did there live. Boss Ezeani they play the show. Ogun mmadu. Una baba zinc. On my life no more band I go live. Na kid they pray the show. Ozezana Obu mmadu.
You have second video about the man born allow the tail. You work at the people agbago motor oku. So na building. Nanya you work at you work nanya. You have apple agbo mmadu bi ejigbo. You work at happening life in Ezeagu. Mmadụ pụta otu anyị pụta anya na-egbu thank God na-enye na iwe ebe abụcha ebe o ji eme iwe ọgwụ na-enye agbara ọkụ iwe karịrị people alụ people iwe dịba n'alụ iwe a na-asị otu na-eme bụ gọọmenti mma na-ekenu na Ezeagu life ụnọ aka na a na-alụ ụnọ na-egbu anyị bịa bụọkwa na-ekwulu na-enye si anyị na ọ na-eme dibịa fụ anyị amara na ọmụma dị ka ọ na-egbu life ibe a sinsi njipụta ụwa na-agwa m ibe a na-ekwu ma ibe a negodu ihe mbelive kwe n'ụwa biznes onye na-eme ike ejide ọnya anwa.
After Ukamaka was rescued by the vigilantes and members of the community, they caught 3 members of Ezeani's White Club Kingdom for Progress who were involved in the kidnapping of Ukamaka. 33-year-old Uche Kingsley Agumba, 36-year-old Ilonweze Onyedikachi, and 38-year-old Ejike Odiwankpa were the 3 members of the club who were caught, and the people beat a confession out of them.
White Club, Kingdom for Progress. White Club, Kingdom for Progress. Kingdom for Progress.
And what happened?
What's up now to visit our TZM? Autism. I do imagine Andobia. What I answer for 1 million and of Fuefi, they will not. They only try to interested 1 million and of Fuefi, they will not. To my other was Sagi Wave, and when we go. Makana Yega Odelo or baby there in your assignment. Now when I go to chair, I was a child because I died before now. Now I say Patam Majo, like a new member. Where I belong, 2 or 3 people. And Osheba went again. Then Okuba, now the blue man with the number. Say Pata Bayamine. About Oyamine, Garuda, Tia na Onino, Wire, German, wire complete. She's there by the morning start. So, more I was saying, Ntalef, na Macho Riga, deep commit to Woman. Wabona, Olia, when I disturb the one and way make it account for. I'm making it for and more. I'm down. Society. So, when no young get your best more to get the NHT. To get the NHT and one and one we are. Or let us hear. There's a bottle and calls on your German assignment. When I hate the Nava. When I see your gun on a machine. When I'm not a boy. Yakalu be me. And all would involve Melo Aboka Mabia Makana Mbakwa Nolo Otua Abom Funambia. Oh, Magamama indicated Udi. Are you aware of how you see how this lady? Onye ka ọsọ mbute ndị ọjọọ ga-abịa n'ọbịa ya ebute ya ebe a. Onye nke nwoke ahụ ịdị awe na ebutere ya ebe a. Nke nwaanyị ahụ kwara. Nke nwaanyị ahụ ihe ọsọ mbute. Mbute nke nwaanyị ahụ na mmaka na nchọrọ efu. Kedu onye bụ onye ahụ? Onye ka awụ nwa mgbala asa ọkụ ya ekweta ọbịakwasị na ọ chọrọ ịrụ ọrụ. Onye nke gbara asa ọkụ mụ ya nwebeghị mkpọchị mụ ya mee. Maka na there is yet easy move on this condition. All these things have been going. How can we get there is you no mezirike buteziri on of the gata. Oyan cause alu na baninya. eze si na-ada amụta obere nwa virgin onye nke ahụ si ka ije ibe ori ezumezu azụolu ezumezu na mgbata ọfụ obere nwa ya bụ bịa ọmụta ya tazi eje gbaa ibe mgbago gbaa ụzọ ime ọya ọmụmitizi onye sekuriti na ọya nke bụ na ya nwere sekuriti chidere ahụ sef fụghị ya n'oge onye sekuriti chagharịa jezie na mgbago jee gbọọ ndị sekuriti ndị ọzọ ọha furu sekuriti ndị ọzọ ọzọ ebe a ka etigbu uwe elu na ọma ọsịsọ si ya dị bọọ mụta ya n'ụlọ na-achọ ime escape ka amara m ihe dịbọ ji emegide greta pasị na ọ na-eje ebe asị ndị sekuriti na jidekwu ebe o bidoro waụ na ka ọ chọrọ ime ka ọ guzobeze mmụọ ebe ahụ
ọ na-emezi detin onye otiri ebe ahụ ọkọfọ ahịa edebezi arụsị n'elu nke onye ahụ arụbazi ọrụ
ejiri nọmba PG NAT ị ga-esiwetewo ụlọ WhatsApp group ịnịdị ịkpọ President General NAT kpọọ PG obodo ha ịnawata then PG NAT ga-abịa ka ha nwee ike wee recover ozu adị ya nwaanyị ọzọ ya NAT dị ya ọ na-akọwa na the woman bụ onye NAT then PG akpọzi ụmụnne ya bịa ka ha nwee ike fụ ihe nwa ha nwoke ọrụ ha nwa ha nwoke lụrụ so ị na-ede ka eme ka ede kọntaktị ka ụmụnne ya bịa ka hapụ ịbụ na a na-eme ya na nzuzo ọkwa ịnụgo nwaanyị ọnụbe nwaanyị si wee fụ dị obere nwa
asi orange na-agbata
onye ọzọ megị wee wụrụ ya wụrụ wee wụnata ya ebe a wụ na-ekechi ya akpa n'ọnụ bụ nna ọ tara m ihe kwuru
ebe agbago
chizi azụ ya na-abata
chizi azụ ebe enwe mite sekuriti n'ime ọrụ
o bụ mmadụ o bụ the boy
ụmụ ya anwụ ihe o kechere n'ọnụ
ekeke ka esi wee jide unu
onye sekuriti agbazia ndị sekuriti ndị ọzọ ndị sekuriti ndị ọzọ bịazie gbawazie tọọchị ha mezie ọsịsọ ya na ọga mezie ọsịsọ tiezie ya n'ọnụ ọga pụtazie so lụwazie ọrụ sekuriti
kedu ifu mgbe nwatakịrị ahụ eji
ọsọ na-ekere ya ọdọtị ya n'ime ebe
abụghị ya sọsọ ya kedu ihe nne oke chelụ
ọ bụ ihe ọ kamere ya
onweghị ihe kele mana ka ihe kedu ihe na-eme idu nwaanyị ejide kedu ihe na-eme ya mbụ na-esi ya
ekere ya ọdọtị ya bara ụgbọ jide
ọ bụghị bịa gee ntị ada esi ụta eguzobe mmụọ uti mmadụ ị na-ana ebe ahụ idu nwaanyị ị ga-agwa ya eziokwu unu kpughere ya okpu n'isi unu akpughere ya kedu ife unu kpu nchi ya eze na mmụọ nchi ya echichi gbaa ya n'aka kedu ihe o miri ọ bụgo queen ka o mewe gịnị unu ebunye ogbu ka unu etụbiere ebe ahụ ọwụọ n'ike ọ dị ndụ unu atụkpi ya n'ọnọdụ anyị na nkịta na kedu ịchọ ka emee gị kedu ịchọ ka emee gị n'ọnọdụ anyị nọ nkịta na kedu ịchọ ka emee gị kwefụgo ihe niile ị merụ ọkwa ihe niile ị mere kwa dị mma kedu ịchọkwa nke emee gị ana m ajụ gị kedu ịchọ ka emee gị n'ọnọdụ anyị nọ ka ebe akwa iwelu ego na dị n'akaụntụ gị unu na-ebute ego ego na ka iwe n'akaụntụ gị ego ọbara ego na dị n'akaụntụ gị ego ole ka iwe iji ọsọ na elu 100 akaụntụ ole ka mmadụ 15 na-abịa ebe a n'abalị mmadụ 15 na-abịa ebe a o si n'ụdị 15 na-abịa ebe a and ijiche nọmba ha hụ nwee WhatsApp group and ọ dị n'ime phone again. What name phone again? When did you phone? Okay, this security here. Name WhatsApp group now. Apana alone nolo. Ana aluchalu ni nolo. Molo dapota. Andulu na batali ya mmado. Andulu na batali ya mmado. Jadi sana ya yunu before na belong. Keko nsi belong.
If you don't go, oya hakwa.
Jadi yunu ne mekoala.
Oya hakwa 250.
So is ne wezu 100,000. Keke is lower take it for. For how long can you save? Yeah?
Like 3 months.
Yeah, now. That is where we take away where belong. May belong, okay? You go see me belong. Go. Never know. You got what you're making decision. Oh, yeah, I belong. Go. Yeah? You can take oath. Yeah? Obala, yeah? Yeah?
Abalade na abo me ke bo balanketa.
Abalade na abo. Balanketa ko nju eme. Kedi yu neku e ko nsu em.
Se na ega gede ko na club ba. Wa na was. Ka ndi ya to.
Ka gini me?
Ka ndi ya to egbo na ko ni mele he ja.
Ega gede do ze ga na ba nti won.
Tere isa fi water 1 million.
Why chief na the club or 1 million?
1 million go to for neku ego. Na.
Before ya hapo. Kedi ya ndi area to ego.
Area of to ego start.
Huh? Statue. Okay, I will soon let you Go straight, tell me about your small girl. Kebunu buteria.
That load that Hannah times the full engine.
Okay.
So
who are you?
To the girl. So okay, so I know yeah. So okay, I got to buy a glass of some guy. How would I get it? Go.
The man in the second video, Mr. Uche Kingsley, is a well-known trader in Ariaria market in Aba, Abia State. According to some of his acquaintances, Mr. Uche Kingsley was known to be a Christian. He was known as a very religious man, so this revelation came as a surprise to his acquaintances. By night time, Mr. Uche Kingsley was beaten again, and further confession was made.
No more, Enugu State,
Oh, boy, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm at 100 madu.
Confess where?
100 madu.
Confess where? Confess.
Business somebody. Where be?
Capture him very well. Don't video anybody. Just video him very well.
You understand? So, make sure you am. Make sure you understand? So, we have for zero no. We can make more him. So, and then oversee KJ. So, now the one woman can make sure so that now. Over here and a guzo, you understand? So, one woman, I'm a quani here, a guzo those days. Come on, Emma, oh, yeah, Berano, or horror, who's the kind of idea? So, I seem protect you, Eba.
Go ahead to get protect you.
You understand?
Go ahead to get
protect you. Go ahead, careful,
So, no protect is ever. If I quite come here.
Mechon, can I have
Now,
Nebe. No zebana.
Eba un pack machine.
No go up on what I can no kuta. All go. No, that's good na me shut up. Go up on no kuta kita. Na. Okay, only oba malacho bana. You teach like problem malacho. Na my of mama out for you. It's an ehoro ya ni. It's an ehoro mo. Na. Okay, it's an ehoro mo. I will keep you understand? Okay, not Chibozo. Okay, boy, yeah, babe. Okay, how we can do Oyo, I think I'll do Oyoji. I'll do Oyoji. Chibozo, do Oya. I want to tell my name and Dan. Move face, yes, mamma. But I'm a member. Okay, I know. You are the member. Oyoji called Bonnie machine led. Yeah. Oh, well, Uncle Bobu. Guy, okay,
One of Ezeani's victims who was killed and used for ritual in Ezeani's house was a secondary school student named Chimobi, a student of CSS Umanandiago. On the 21st of May 2025, 5 days before Ezeani was exposed, Chimobi had just written his CRS WAEC examination and was on his way back home from school when he was kidnapped by men of the White Club Kingdom for Progress, and that was the last time he was seen alive. After Ezeani was exposed and Chimobi's classmates found out that Ezeani was responsible for the disappearance of Chimobi, they staged a protest in the village, after which they prayed and laid curses upon Ezeani and his household.
1st of May, Wednesday, until yesterday being 28th of May, that is confirmed that he's no longer alive. He's one of the victims. That's a native doctor. He played the show, buried on the ground. So the students came here to lay a curse on him. Onyeka Obu, native doctor Onyeka Obu, they played the show from Umojo, Bandiago, Old community. So the students are here to lay a curse on him and all his gang. It will never be well with him. You can see the student living. So let us pray. In the name of the Father.
Another victim of Ezeani was a single mother named Joy Miracle, who cooked for a living. As expected, The news got to the governor of Enugu State, Mr. Peter Mba, and he instructed that Ezeani's house be demolished in line with the laws and tradition of Enugu State. The house was demolished after it had been earlier ransacked by members of the community and security operatives.
They play the show.
When Ezeani saw that his evil deeds had finally come to light and that some of his club members had been arrested, he decided to flee the country on land. Ezeani successfully fled Enugu State and got to Lagos State, and on Wednesday, May 28, 2025, he was about to flee into Benin Republic, but unfortunately for him, while he was on a motorbike, he was caught and arrested by a Nigerian immigration officer named Prince Orji Ugochukwu at Baji checkpoint along Badagry Seme Road. Prince Orji Ugochukwu had earlier seen the viral news of Ezeani on Facebook, so he quickly recognized Ezeani. He immediately followed Ezeani up and arrested him. Ezeani attempted to bribe the immigration officer with 10 million naira, an iPhone 13 Pro Max, and a Tecno Camon 19 to let him go. But unfortunately for him, he was arrested by an unusual Nigerian immigration officer, one that has integrity and wouldn't compromise. Prince Orji Ugochukwu showed Ezeani the pictures and videos of his ransacked house that have been trending online. Ezeani lied about his name, and as expected, Ezeani denied any wrongdoing and claimed that the bodies found in his uncompleted building were planted by his opposition, who didn't want him to emerge as the next king in his village.
Good evening. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Levi Obieze.
Levi Obieze.
Yes.
You are from which state?
From Enugu State.
Where do you reside?
I reside in Benin Republic.
You reside in Benin Republic. Yes. What do you do for a living?
I'm a businessman.
You're a businessman.
Yes.
Where are you heading to now?
I don't know where I'm heading to right now because they say before you will kill someone, you allow the person to talk. Do you understand? Because you were an officer. Someone might say you were a killer or you were whenever you know that you are innocent. Whenever you know that you are innocent, even though they take you to hell, you will go there. The God of vengeance will still deliver you from anything.
But you know there's an issue on ground concerning you, huh?
An issue concerning me is a political issue, something policies, fabrication against me because I will be next of king. So and some people in my village don't want me to be that next of king. So they are planting evil against me front and back so that I can fall. That is the major issue. And people, PG of my village come and demolish my house.
Are you a native doctor?
No.
You're not a native doctor.
PG of my village come and demolish my house. So all these things to just to weak me. As I'm talking to you now, I'm homeless. I don't have house.
Who demolished your house?
PG of my village.
What is PG?
President General.
President General?
Yes.
As a king?
No, President General of my community.
Okay.
Yes.
So why did he demolish your house?
Because they are the one that planted something that is disturbing me.
What is that? Something like what?
You know?
They planted something
they
like
planted, let me call it. They planted something, I don't know, I will call the guy. They planted someone, he's a young guy. The young guy, there is a way I'm building a new house. And that new house I'm building is far away from my own house where I live. So before I will go there, it's difficult. I don't go there anyhow. So then, because of this kingship issue, that
wait
is
now. What do they plant it in your house?
That is what I'm coming.
Is that no? Just tell me that this is the reason. Now you are saying kinship of which
Yes.
meeting? Which meeting?
Let him go. Let him land.
Okay.
Because of this kinship issue, they set me up
That what do you do?
with someone that is working for them. Plant a dead person in my house, in my
Compound.
well, what they call it, soccer pit.
Okay.
They planted it, keep it there. And I have already answered this matter, already finished.
Wait, somebody come and put a dead body in your
Yes.
sock away.
Yes. See,
That person that is dead body. Do
they
you know
catch
him?
the guy.
Do you know the person?
I don't know the guy before, but they.
Wait, do you know the
No,
dead
I
body?
don't know the other body.
So what of the person that come and planted it?
Then catch it already.
Okay.
Him?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So okay, that was what.
That's
you
why
said
I'm free.
They
Yes.
planted for you.
Yes.
Okay. What is your business?
I'm a businessman.
What type of business?
I sell Okrika
For where?
for Mr.
Okay, and that is where you live.
That is why I live Yanawa Vodo Hunt.
In Benin.
Yes.
Do you have passport?
No, I have ID card.
You don't have international passport?
No.
No airport passport?
No, just ID card.
You have another question.
I have another question. You have another question.
You have another.
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
Speaking on his encounter with Ezeani at the border, the immigration officer said, "On Wednesday afternoon, while discharging my duty at my checkpoint in Baji along Seme Road, I saw a bike carrying a young man who was wearing a face cap. His face flashed back in me because I got an information about the man trying to escape, plus his picture that has been going viral on social media. So I tried to stop the bike carrying him, but he refused to stop. So I quickly jumped another bike and followed him immediately, and I caught him at the other immigration checkpoint in front. So I ordered the bike man carrying him to turn back, but this time I entered the bike together with him. On our way back to my checkpoint, he stopped the bike and started asking me what he did. I brought out my phone and showed him his pictures and the crime he committed. He denied that the person in the picture was his brother and not him, and that he was coming back from a bank in Agbara and he is not a native doctor. After some time, he decided to offer me 10 million naira to let him go. I refused to collect his blood money. He said that he never committed those crimes, that people set him up because it was his turn to become the Igwe of their community. I refused to let him go. He further added his iPhone 13 Pro Max and Tecno Camon 19. He said that his iPhone 13 Pro Max is worth 1 million naira and that I should please let him go. But I refused his offer and forced him back to my checkpoint at Baji Seme Road. Then I snapped him those pictures going viral online and sent signal to my command, which is Seme Border Patrol Command. When I confirmed that he was truly the one, I quickly handcuffed him and moved him to our command head office immediately. Even my colleagues were doubting because nobody recognized him except me. As soon as the news of Ezeani's arrest broke out on the internet, Nigerians started showering praises on the immigration officer, Prince Orji Ugochukwu, for showing that we still have incorruptible officers in Nigeria after he turns down a bribe that a lot of other officers would have quickly collected and let Ezeani escape. Well-meaning Nigerians started sending him money to appreciate his uprightness. Prince Orji Ugochukwu met with the governor of Enugu State as well as the governor of Abia State, and they appreciated him for being incorruptible. Ezeani has been banished from his village, and as for Ukamaka Okoronkwo, the 13-year-old girl whose kidnap uncovered the atrocities of Ezeani, she was moved to a government facility for therapy and rehabilitation. Ukamaka Okoronkwo and her people met with Mrs. Ngozi Enin, the Commissioner for Children, Gender Affairs and Social Development. Mrs. Ngozi Enin informed Ukamaka Okoronkwo that the governor, Mr. Peter Mba, has awarded her a scholarship from her current level up till the completion of her university education. Now, here's the thing. You commit all these atrocities for money, and in the end, this is the type of car you drive, this old car. Look at his house. I mean, there are people on TikTok and YouTube, there are young content creators whose lives are way better than that of this man and all his squad put together. There are people who from their bed make ungodly amount of money from the financial market without leaving their house. And then you have someone like Ezeani. Despite all his rituals, he's still a village champion. Another thing people are missing in this case is the scam that Ezeani had been committing. First, you have to pay 250,000 naira to join the club, and to leave the club, you have to pay 1 million naira, 1 cow, and 2 goats. And even a member of the club who wanted to leave still couldn't afford to pay the money. Then what was even the need for joining the club in the first place and committing all those atrocities? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if they were making money then it's justified. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's still evil, that's wickedness. But then you commit all those atrocities and you still end up losing money, then you are just a wicked fool. The money you see him spraying, best believe it's the money he made from gullible and wicked people who came to him for wealth or whatever reason. Yo, stay away from these dubious practices. Stay away from people with questionable character. Stay away from quick and ill-gotten money. Go get a skill or a job or start a business or something. Anyway, we'll see how it goes for Ezeani. Cases like this in Nigeria last in court for years before any judgment. So anyway, do well to subscribe to the channel for more crime updates.